Rosalie Ham, the dressmaker, joins an impressive lineup of women writers, including Miriam Margolyes, craft doyenne Tonya Todman, beloved children's writer Hazel Edwards, There's a Hippopotamus on My Roof Eating Cake, author Pip Williams, The Dictionary of Lost Words, and more in this year's For the Love of Writing Festival for their 50-plus year anniversary. 50 speakers, 50 events, one amazing festival. Created by the Victorian Society of Women Writers, this online event includes workshops on how to get published, panel discussions on diverse topics such as writing about adventure, food, memoir, and more, plus a lineup of remarkable headline speakers each day. For the full program, go to www.swwic.org.au. But today, I am beyond thrilled to be joined by my pal, the extraordinarily talented, delightful, and quite often opinionated English and Australian treasure, Miriam Margolyes. Miriam, welcome.
Lovely to be with you, Ben. Gosh, it's a long time since I've seen you.
I know it's probably been about 2 years since you were here in Australia doing the Alan Bennett play with Melbourne Theatre Company, The Lady in the Van.
I know that. Did you see that?
I did, yeah.
See that? Wasn't I good?
You were amazing, if you do say so yourself. You were incredible.
I was so frightened. I really was terrified of doing that role because I knew how wonderful Maggie had been in it because I'd seen her. And I just thought, I can never play that role. But in the end, I managed to do it, thanks to my wonderful director.
Yeah, I find it really fascinating that someone of your caliber still gets nervous and anxious about playing roles. Is that common for you?
Yes, it's always been so. And as I've got older, my nerves have got worse, actually, because I think that people are expecting something of you, and that makes it more frightening. But I can remember when Maggie Smith, whom I know, came to Australia and did her monologues there with Margaret Tyzack, and I met her afterwards, and she said that she was so nervous that she was sick before the show. And I'm like that. I was sick before the first night of Lady in the Van. I was just terrified, but I didn't keep that fear. Once it was on and out, I could get on with it and just stop worrying. But nerves are a problem, definitely.
What are your go-to rituals to calm yourself down before going on stage?
I don't think there are any. I go over my words and you just try to breathe. That's the main.
It's important.
Keep breathing. That's the main thing, yeah.
Now, I would ask how you've been surviving lockdown, but I see you've been doing amazing plays via Zoom, countless interviews, even an online birthday party for Charles Dickens, all while writing a new book.
Well, I haven't started to write the book yet. I'm doing it with a ghost writer, whom we haven't chosen yet.
Oh, okay.
But it was just they offered me so much money I couldn't turn it down. And I'm going to be 80 in May, and obviously work is going to decrease as I get older and less able to perform and probably dwindle into Alzheimer's and paralysis and God knows what. You sort of think of all these things that can happen. So I'm doing as much as I can now in order to keep the flame alive. But I will one day, I'm sure, need carers. And for carers, you need money. And that's why I decided to accept the book.
But I would think for anyone that's ever seen you perform live, you're a long way away from that. For someone who's almost 80, you almost dance around the stage. You've got so much energy and you're so competent. You just own that space.
Well, I may have been like that, but I'm not like that now. I am physically challenged. I've got a spinal condition called spinal stenosis, and that slows me down a lot. It doesn't, as far as I know, affect my mind yet. My mind is still elastic, and I hope it continues to be so. But you can't help being aware of age. You know, you suddenly become aware of it. And I think this COVID time has meant that people are thinking about their bodies and noticing every little symptom and that kind of thing. And we can't really go to a doctor because it's too dangerous. So it's a challenging time. I decided to see COVID out in Italy, where I have a house which I share with two friends. And I'm very glad I did, because London is a complete, as they say in Italy, it's a casino. È un casino ora. And I'm much happier here in the countryside, fresh food, lovely people, everybody being sensible, wearing masks when they have to. It's a wonderful place to be. So I'm very lucky.
And do you have any idea how long you're staying there, or it's just going to be a matter of riding the wave for now?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows when there's going to be a vaccine, because I'm not going home to England until there's a vaccine.
Yeah.
And we haven't got any vaccines in Tuscany at the moment, so I'm just going to wait till it comes.
And with COVID and a lot of people being locked at home, like a lot of creatives, you've found a way to keep your passion of theatre alive by partaking in online theatre pieces, like Watching Rosie. How was the transition from stage to lounge room with a computer camera for your audience?
Bloody hard, actually, because when you're doing a Zoom, you have to look into the camera, and the camera isn't where you want it to be. It's not, because I always want to look into the eyes of the person that I'm acting with, but you can't do that with a Zoom. You have to look into the bloody little fisheye of the phone, because we filmed it all on phones.
Incredible effort.
So it was really hard to do. But I was with such lovely people, and everybody was going through the same problem. So we managed, but it wasn't easy.
And I imagine the rehearsal process for that would have been quite different to what you're used to as well.
Yes, well, we didn't really have much rehearsal. I think we went over it once, and then we just did it. And in some ways, that was quite refreshing, because it didn't have time to get stale.
Yeah.
But it was an odd experience, and I didn't really enjoy it. And, you know, if that's what we have to do for the future, well, I'll get used to it. But I can't say that I enjoyed it.
What about perhaps, you've got such a unique voice and everyone adores your voice. And it's no surprise that one of your first credits in the 1970s was providing audio into soft porn, Sexy Sonia, Leaves from My Schoolgirl Notebook. Has lockdown made you think of voicing more soft porn, or perhaps has it got you listening to some more soft porn?
Definitely not.
No.
I loathe porn and everything to do with it. And I can't understand why you gay boys just love it. Because they do. And I think it's just revolting. And you know, all the spam that I get on the computer is full of stuff saying enlarge your penis. To me.
To you, yeah. I don't think it'll work for you, Miriam. I'm thinking it's their marketing's wrong there.
I have to tell you, it hasn't worked so far.
And outside of theatre, you're also hugely passionate about politics and causes dear to your heart. You post almost daily on various charities and causes and encourage people to also donate. But unlike the majority of celebrities who are either getting paid to say these things or are pretending to care just for the likes and to get followers, you truly stand behind what you believe. Where does your intense passion for justice come from?
I don't know where it comes from. I hope everybody has the same feelings. You know, when you see something that's wrong, you can't not just rise up against it. I've always been a campaigner, and I think that it's the right thing to be. I don't understand it when people say, oh, don't bother, just get it, get over it. Or I can't be like that. It's just something in my nature. And I think that my parents were generous people to charity always. But politically, I was very much influenced by a family that I got to know because I was at school with their daughter, the Hodgkin family. And in fact, Liz, their daughter, is with me now, looking after me, cooking, and being a friend,
Beautiful.
being a wonderful friend. And we were at school and university together. And they were very much on the left. And my family was not on the left. They were what I call ordinary Tory voters. And now I loathe ordinary Tory voters because they put us in the mess we're in now with this cretinous Prime Minister. And I'm in a situation where I have to fight all the time because things are happening which are just awful. And we have to fight. We have to take and bear witness when we see something that's wrong. And I hate all kinds of prejudice. And because loads and loads of foreigners and immigrants have been coming into England, there's been a great sort of mass migration across the world. And people don't know how to receive these new, I call them, immigrants, because we are all immigrants. Migrants is a new word for me. And I just think that we have to be genuinely welcoming and stop all this prejudice. It's hateful.
100%.
So that's one of my main causes, is helping poor people who find themselves in whatever country they're in, and nobody's prepared to help them. And I think we should.
And you're also a supporter of Sense, which is an English national deaf-blind and rebeller association. And you were the host for their first Creative Writing Awards in 2006, reading a number of works written by talented deaf-blind people. It must be incredible being able to help share and create awareness for all types of creative individuals from all sorts of backgrounds out there.
It's wonderful. That's why I was so thrilled to be asked to take part in something like that. Charles Dickens, who is my, the man in my life. Sorry that you're not, but he is. And
one day I will be, Miriam.
One day. He went to the Perkins School for the Blind when he went on his first visit to America in 1842. And he was so touched and amazed and charmed by the way that they were teaching deaf, blind children. He actually spent £25,000 and had a book, The Old Curiosity Shop, presented to the School for the Blind. When I went there, I went to the Perkins School and I saw that book, and it was before Braille, but it was a kind of Braille, because he was so concerned that those people should not be dispossessed. They shouldn't be ignored and excluded from life. And that's what we must all do. I think, for example, that sign language should be taught as a lesson in all schools. We should all be taught to the deaf. We should be able to talk to deaf people and understand them. We mustn't cut people out. I believe in inclusion, enclosing people, caring for them. That's how we should all be. And I'm not a Christian, but that was what Jesus said. And Jesus was a jolly good political leader, in my opinion.
Those beautiful words. And from actually, you're speaking of helping people and doing all sorts of things, from this Sunday, the 14th of February to Saturday, the 20th of February, you're part of this year's For the Love of Writing Festival, which due to the obvious limitations in the world right now, will be held online. What can we expect from you in this exciting program?
I don't know what you're going to get, actually. It's
You're going to keep us guessing.
Well, I'll keep myself guessing. No, I'm working with Lucinda Hawksley, who is the great granddaughter of Charles Dickens. And we often do shows together and work together. And it'll probably be something on those lines, something to do with Charles Dickens.
I can't wait. You have a huge passion for Charles. So it'll be, I'm sure everyone listening will get involved and feel your passion just oozing through as well.
I hope so. I want people to keep reading. That's what I always say to young boys. I always say, wear a condom and keep reading. Those are my 2 instructions.
Now, that sound we just heard then means it's time to play Ben Murphy's This or That guest edition, where I'm going to ask you to answer as quickly and as many this or that questions as you can before time runs out. Miriam Margolyes, actress, activist, writer, and proud supporter of what is good in life. Are you ready?
Yes, I guess I am.
All right, time starts now. Theatre or film?
Theatre.
Indian cuisine or Chinese cuisine?
Indian.
Baz Luhrmann or Martin Scorsese?
Martin Scorsese.
Voicing characters or voicing audiobooks?
Audiobooks.
Who is the biggest diva, Judi Dench or Maggie Smith?
Neither.
Country home or beach homes?
Country.
Boris Johnson or Scott Morrison?
Neither.
Netflix or a book?
A book.
Australian theatre audiences or English?
Australian.
Best thing about becoming an Australian citizen?
Being able to come and go as I want in the land of my dreams.
Has lockdown been entirely crap or has it had its good moments?
Had its good moments.
Good Morning Britain or Graham Norton?
Graham Norton.
And finally, is 2021 looking to be a better year than 2020?
No, it's not looking to be a better year, but it fucking better be.
Oh, let's hope so. And that's all we have time for. You can book tickets to Miriam's and others' talks for the Love of Writing Festival at www.swvic.org.au. Miriam Margolyes, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Darling Ben, my pleasure too.
Thank you so much.